Hello, friends. What made Rome truly powerful? Was it the legions, the emperors, or the stones of the Colosseum? Or was it something far less glamorous, yet far more essential? The economy. Because behind every shining marble temple, every conquering army, and every feast of emperors lay the beating heart of Rome: money, trade, and the people who kept it moving. Let's step into that world. Imagine a city of over 1 million people, the beating capital of an empire that stretched from Britain to Syria. How did it feed itself? How did it pay its soldiers? How did it keep its streets alive with goods from 3 continents? The Roman economy wasn't just survival, it was spectacle. At its core, agriculture was everything. The Roman saying went, "Money is in the land." Wealthy senators owned vast estates, worked by slaves or tenant farmers, producing wheat, olives, and grapes. These goods didn't just fill bellies, they filled purses. Grain from Egypt, olive oil from Hispania, and wine from Gaul flowed into Rome, feeding the masses and fattening the elite's fortunes. Without the countryside, the city would starve. And the emperors knew this. Bread wasn't just food, it was politics. Free grain distributions kept the poor loyal, a reminder that in Rome, economics and power were inseparable. But agriculture was only one piece. Rome was also a marketplace of the world. From the docks of Ostia came spices from India, silk from China, ivory from Africa. Roman coins, stamped with the emperor's face, traveled farther than the legions did. To wear silk, to drink wine sweetened with honey, to eat pepper on roasted meats, these were luxuries that whispered of status. Trade turned Roman wealth into Roman identity. Yet all this needed roads, ports, and ships. And who paid for it? Taxes. Rome was a tax-hungry empire. Provinces sent tribute in silver, grain, or manpower. Conquered lands became Rome's purse, and for a while, conquest fueled the machine. Every new province brought new revenue. But here's the catch. What happens when expansion slows? When the empire has no more worlds to conquer, but still needs to pay legions, build aqueducts, and entertain the crowds? The cracks began to show. Debasement of coinage, mixing silver with cheaper metals, led to inflation. Prices soared. Trust in money faltered. Soldiers still demanded pay, but the coins jingling in their purses bought less each year. In times of crisis, emperors squeezed the provinces harder, sparking unrest. The economy that once fueled Rome's greatness became a weight dragging it down. Still, the economy wasn't just coins and crops, it was people. Slaves made up a huge portion of the workforce, working fields, mines, kitchens, and even tutoring Roman children. Their labor powered Rome's prosperity, but also its instability. Too many depended on the toil of the unfree. Meanwhile, merchants, artisans, and shopkeepers gave the empire its pulse. In the narrow streets of Rome, bakers sold loaves hot from the oven, potters shaped amphorae for wine, and blacksmiths forged tools. The economy wasn't some abstract system, it was the hum of daily life. Think about it. Rome's economy wasn't just numbers, it was philosophy. Wealth was tied to status, but too much love of money was seen as corruption. Senators weren't supposed to engage in trade, yet they did, secretly. Emperors pretended to be generous, giving bread and circuses, but it was all carefully calculated. In Rome, economics was politics dressed in a toga. And perhaps that is Rome's greatest lesson. No empire, no matter how mighty, survives on swords alone. Grain shipments mattered as much as victories. Trade routes held the empire together as tightly as roads. The economy was Rome's bloodstream, and when it faltered, the empire weakened. So the next time you picture Rome, not just marble temples and roaring arenas, remember the quieter, invisible engine behind it all. The farmer sowing his fields in Campania, the merchant haggling in Alexandria, the tax collector in Gaul, the slave carrying an amphora of oil through the streets. They were the real foundations of Rome. Because in the end, the Roman Empire was not built only on conquest, but on commerce. And when its economy crumbled, even the mightiest walls could not hold back the tide. What feeds a civilization, sustains it, and ultimately decides its fate? Rome's story gives us the answer. Not just power, but the price behind it.